I hope so.
Tonight, $1 million boost. Lakeland College gets funding for its pursuit to produce biochar. Plus, shining sky. More on a fireball that entered the Earth's atmosphere right over our region. And bottoms up, we take you on a tour of the region's latest brewery.
In sports, second season.
The AJHL regular season is in the books and the playoffs kick off this weekend. I'm Clayton Brown. The Bonnyville Pontiacs will face a familiar foe in the first round. We'll have that story coming up in sports.
This is Newcap News with Lauren Poland.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Moses, everyone in the AJHL gearing up for the postseason.
Yeah, it's really great. Obviously, Bonnyville looking to forget that last month of February here and really concentrate on that second half of the season. Should be really good. We also have some Bobcat stuff to mention as well later on in sports.
And Gerard, nothing like the amount of snow that we saw yesterday, but what can we expect over the next tonight, tomorrow?
Well, tonight, tomorrow, we're running a 30 to 40% chance of maybe seeing some more. Hopefully not as much as we saw, but certainly when we toss our minds back to last year at the same time, just no comparison. Let's have a look at it here right about now. One is where we're sitting pretty since about 1 o'clock today, actually, so that's our high. The wind chill went from -15 up to about -5 just around noon, and it faded off for most of the afternoon. Right now, we're back to a wind chill reading of -7, and the winds have picked up a ways back into 30s. Early on, it had eased off quite a ways, too. As we look at it across the region, Cold Lake and area getting a gentle dusting. Battlefords have cleared off nicely for the better part of the day, too. The Cold Lake and area have been mostly cloudy, and across the region we're running some probabilities of seeing some precipitation on the overnights. The details on the way a little later in the cast.
Federal funding is being pushed into Lakeland College's Center for Sustainable Innovation as the school works to improve development of biochar. Kelsey Bloxham reports. It's a process which takes agricultural waste and burns it to a point where a carbon-rich residue is produced, which can then be used to improve soil and crop productivity.
It's put into a unit and heated up to extreme temperatures, 400 or 500 degrees, I believe, and you take the output of that and you use it for different applications.
Lakeland College will utilize 2 mobile units to test and advance the technology.
What you want to be able to do is give the options for whether it's a farmer, a forester, a sawmill, a pulp mill, really give them choice as to what to do with their waste biomass. It's up to them what they do with it, but ultimately it's to give them choice.
The school already has a strong background in the area, having started almost 100 years ago as the Vermilion School of Agriculture.
Back then, it was all about technology related to the land, increasing crop yields, improving productivity. This is the same. You know, here it is 2012, 100 years later, and we're learning how to take waste product from land, biomaterial, turn that waste product into something valuable.
Over $1.3 million in funding is going into this program with the hopes of having the technology market ready within the next few years. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News. Well, it's what everyone across the region is talking about. A massive fireball lit up the Alberta and Saskatchewan sky last night, from Calgary to Lloydminster to the Battlefords. The glowing phenomenon was visible to whoever was lucky enough to look up. This video was captured by the Calgary Science Centre. The fireball shone a bright streak of light that appeared low on the Calgary horizon around 8:45 last night before reportedly landing in the North Battleford area. Although most meteors burn up before making it to Earth, this one broke apart on impact with the ground. Newcap News spoke with Dr. Alan Hildebrandt.
More than 100 kilograms in mass. We don't know exactly how big yet, but you know, at least a red box and maybe as big as a big suitcase. We'll know more, of course, if someone finds the meteorite.
Dr. Hildebrand says this is the biggest and brightest fireball that has landed in the prairies since the Buzzard Coulee in 2008. He says he's asking anyone in the North Battleford area that has security camera footage of the fireball to contact him at the University of Calgary so researchers can try to trace where the parts have landed.